Hey, hello, and welcome to the Way Forward in Your Career. So, today we are talking about important questions to ask yourself moving into the new year. So, as busy women professionals, as emerging leaders who are the go to people in your industry, in your organization, December is a really busy month. There's a lot going on in December. So, in addition to, kind of everything that we had to get our hands around this year, now the new year is looming straight ahead. For some of us, it's like, oh, thank goodness. For others of us, it may be a little bit of apprehension because how do you start off the new year right? Which is why in this show, the whole theme for December is really helping you to create success without sacrifice. And so asking you the questions and giving you the tools to take what 2020 has been and move you into the new year in a better place. So today I've got two questions for you as you'd consider moving into the new year. So, and these are personal to you. So the first question that I want to ask you as I get into this is think about your best day this year so far. What is your best day this year? So consider a specific day. And if you can, write it down. Think about what it is that happened on that best day. And whether you are viewing this live or whether you're watching the recording of this, share what your best day was about in the comments. Celebrate a bit, inspire others to look for and find their best day as well. So I'd love to hear what it is, but consider what it was your best day and exactly what happened. And then beyond that, I really want you to think about whether it was within your control or not, and how you contributed to it. So how were you showing up? How were you behaving? How were you thinking that contributed to this being the best day that you had last year, even in spite of everything that happened? And, so for me, the best day that happened to me was the same weekend I was in a retreat with my coach doing business development, and my grandson was born. So my grandson Quinn was born. And he's 6 months old now. He was born in June. And it really caused me to evaluate how I'm spending my time. And so how I'm allowing for things that are important to me to still happen. And so as busy women leaders, as, emerging leaders who are trying to make a mark and get ahead in our business and our industry, sometimes it is just career or business at the sake of everything else. And so that particular day was a wake up day for me to consider, what am I really placing value on? And is it the same as it was before as it is now? And the answer was definitely things had changed. And so it really gave me an opportunity to do that thinking and figure out, this is what I want to create: more time with my family built into my business. And that is a great piece that I am taking into 2021. So I want to remember that. And I want to make sure that that valuable lesson is carried forward into the new year. So when you think about your best day, I want you to do exactly the same. So conversely, going to the dark side now, what was the worst day of 2020? And kind of, the same set of questions. So, when you consider the worst day, I want you to consider a specific day. I want you to consider exactly what was going on. Did you have control over that day? Was it within your control or influence? How were you showing up? How were you thinking? How were you behaving that possibly contributed to that worst day? Okay. Because again, there's some really great information there that can help you go into the new year. So for example, my worst day, I remember it very clearly. I don't remember the exact date, but it was in April. So after things had shut down, business as I knew it prior was just evaporating. And it was just one of those days where I got out of bed and I got out of bed on the wrong side. It was like I was already looking down that negative sort of tunnel. And once you start going in that way, it's almost like you're a magnet and you keep attracting all of these other things that aren't going right, and it just turns into just the worst day ever. And that's what happened for me. So it went from bad to worse in a very short period of time. And I really felt like there was nothing that I could do to fix it. But here's the part that was kind of the pearl in all of this, and this is what I'm encouraging you to look for, is that I felt I wanted to reach out to my tribe, to my posse, my sisterhood, however you label it, but those people that surround me, that support me. But then I took a step away and thought, oh no, nobody wants to hear about this. Nobody's got time for this. And I really dismissed my needs and what I wanted. And, when you find yourself in that place, it's the exact time you should reach out. And so I did end up reaching out and had a conversation that made me feel just infinitely better, got me out of that funk. And so when you think about your worst day, when I felt like I was totally out of control, what is it that you can pull out of there that you can take into the next year? What is it that you want to create more of? What is it that you want to create less of? And extracting those elements from your best day and your worst day so that you have more information about you, not anybody else, but about you and what it means to create success on your terms. Creating success without sacrifice is what the goal is. And so, I'd love to hear from you. And if I can be of good service to you, if you would like to chat about where you are currently in your business or career, and we can brainstorm some strategies to help you get to where you want to go, I'd be delighted. So you can just go to claritywithdebbie.com and grab a time on my calendar that works for you, and we can have a conversation. I would be absolutely delighted. And I have a tool that I'd love to gift you with to really examine last year or this year for what you can take into the next year. It's a series of just thoughtful questions that I encourage you to spend some time with. If you would like a copy of these questions, just send me an email to Debbie@gettingtoclarity.com, and I'd be happy to share them with you. And as always, here is wishing you all the clarity that you deserve now and moving into the new year. So be good to yourself, and bye-bye for now. Take care.